Hey, this is just a quick introduction before the whole actual video starts. This video, initially, the one you're watching, is not meant to ridiculously wow you with different graphics and all this different things that you might have seen before. This is literally me just recording on my webcam and shooting it straight with you of how I run my ads and how I run my Instagram automation. And so that's what I'm going to share with you. So treat it like a podcast. You can listen to it. You can glance at it. I am going to reference a few different websites, but just keep that in mind. This is not going to be meant to like wow you. It might seem a little boring visually, but it's meant to educate, right? So learn learn the Instagram automation so you can grow your business. That's mostly what's important. So I just want to get out there as quickly as possible. Thank you. Hey, what's up? Thank you so much for dropping in and watching this YouTube video. You are a tattoo artist looking for the Instagram DM funnel, and I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to outline it very quickly. I'm just going to introduce myself and just share a little bit about me. And my name is Isaiah. I have a content agency, and as of the last 6 months, I've been helping over 20 tattoo artists utilize Instagram to create them a funnel and book more clients and create good content for them. Before starting my company, I have been a freelancer for over 15 years. And as a freelancer, kind of always dealt with one company at a time just because working a full time job and having a freelance, I guess, business is just a lot. And there's a huge need. And so I started a company and yeah, it's been great. So, the basically what I'll just show you real quick is my website. It's a very simple website. It kind of just tells them a little bit about me, but the main thing I wanted to show you is this, my brands and partnerships, which is like people that I've worked with over the last year or so. Not necessarily like my favorite clients, just I guess I would say like the more high end, more, put together customers. So tattoo shop, some service, other service, churches, schools, pickleball related, and feel free to go to my website DNM Media. You can read some of the reviews that people left. There's some blogs specifically like around tattooing and social media tips, things of that nature. Help people out, and I definitely can help you out. And the DM Instagram funnel is really, really simple. It's broken up into a few different things, but the good thing is that you won't have to, if you want to do it yourself, you will not have to spend a ton of money to do it. It may take a little time, but once you get it running for you, it is pretty simple. I will say that if you do not want to run it yourself or you don't want to go through the hurdles and want to just kickstart going at it and getting results faster than doing it yourself, me and my team can do it for you. Um, the biggest thing is like this is just a kind of an example. The DM Instagram funnel, I used it for you to watch this video. Like the funnel that you did for watching the ad to DMing me to watching this video. That's basically like that is the funnel. And I'm going to show you basically what I use to do it. So I'm going to, before I really break it down, I want to stress some important factors that help the DM funnel and just gives it more of that powerful, I guess, just like way to work in your best interest. Which the first thing is talking about just your general Instagram and how you use it. Currently, you're using it. You're posting photos. Hopefully, you're posting videos, and people are DMing you. But you might be running into the trouble of chasing people, not having a fully booked calendar, having to go back and look for messages, and people are falling off, or you're just feeling like you're glued to your phone, and you're only booked out a month, and you want to be booked out 2 or 3 months, or you're not booked out for the month, and you want to handle that problem. Whatever the problem is, this will be a lot better of a solution than going to, let's just say, a big ad agency and them, charging you thousands of dollars to run ads or having to, join the school campaign or whatever it is. Like, there's none of those things are wrong. They just can take time and they can take money. And the same like this, it might take a little time, it might take a little money, but I think that this is the fastest and easiest way to get things rolling for you and kind of just get your hands off of things. Um, so the first two things that I'm going to show you is something Oh, before I get into that, sorry, is the thing I want to stress first is how to just just like watering a plant, if it doesn't get any water and it doesn't get any sunlight, it will die. And it's the same thing with your Instagram. If it doesn't get the love it needs, if it doesn't get posts, if it doesn't get like interaction, it will not fully succeed in the long haul. And so the first thing I want to mention is that you are a really good tattoo artist. Whether you've been tattooing for a year or tattooing for 15, 20 years, you are a good tattoo artist in your style. And so you need to showcase that to your potential customers. Um, and so there's a lot of tattoo artists that are taking really good photos of their tattoos and some that are taking really bad photos. First and foremost, how to take a really good photo is you obviously this should go without saying, never take a photo of, when you put second skin on. I've seen people do it. I don't know why, but they do it and they post it and it just doesn't look good. Obviously, because second skin is after you're done with them and they leave and it mutes like just what it looks like. So just that. The second thing is that you want to get an ND filter. If you don't know what this is, an ND filter, what it does is takes away that glare that you see on photos. You can have a really good piece of art, and if you don't have an ND filter, it will have a bad glare. It just kind of ruins the quality of what that picture could look like. You did a good piece of art, take a good photo, take a good photo with it. And this one right here, this one went on my camera, broken because I dropped it, but I have another one on this camera. And you don't need to be scared. You don't need to go out and get a big camera to use a lens like this or a filter like this to get a good photo. Go on Amazon, type in ND filters for cell phones. If you're taking photos on your cell phone, they have them where they clip on just like this. So it's really simple. It's like $20, $30. You only need to buy one. It's a huge, great investment. So go ahead and get that so that you can manipulate how the glare sits on the tattoo or the photo of the tattoo. And I'll show you an example, one with it and one without it. So that's number one. Number two is that you want to take good videos, and it doesn't need to be complicated. There's a lot of people making, and I'm one of those people making really good, kind of intricate, very like cinematography like videos of tattoos and tattoo shops and the artists. And you don't need to do that. You can keep it real simple. Get a little tripod, a little light if you need, if your studio doesn't have good lighting, your cell phone, and just record like two different angles of you tattooing or you putting on the stencil and starting the tattoo. And at the end result is the tattoo. So like that is kind of the payoff. So something that hooks them in, whether it's a really good stencil or oh yeah, make sure that you get a good hook in the first 3 seconds and get them to the end where they get to see your beautiful piece of art. It's really, that's basically it. Um, and you want to do that every single day. Like every day that you're tattooing, that's what you want to do. And if you're not tattooing that day, make a video of something that you're designing. Get really creative with it. You want your Instagram feed to be watered like that plant. It needs water and it needs sunshine every single day. And so does your Instagram, because what you're doing is that you are putting out in the world the style of art that you want to do and you want your potential customers to see it. So those are really important. And the third thing is basically, this kind of will end up touching on this more, but you want to run ads and you want to run meta ads and not boosted ads. And I'll get into why in a little bit. But the reason why you're here is you want to know what the funnel is. And so right now I'm going to give it to you. And so this is it. The two things, you need two different subscriptions. One is a free, you can do a free subscription. The other one is definitely you need to pay for it, but it's really cheap. And I'm going to show you. The first thing is ManyChat. So ManyChat is basically an automation DM. So when someone messages you, you can have an auto reply. And so that is what you got from me is when you clicked ink or whatever the phrase that I gave you, you went and I sent you a link to this video right here, which is basically what this does. And you can sign up for free and you can do the $15 a month one by all means. If it is, applicable to you, knock yourself out. Um, the second thing is Typeform, and I'm going to explain how we use these in a second. I'm just going to explain what these are first. So Typeform, real quick, is basically a page where you can prompt certain questions and certain answers. And what you're doing in that moment is you are, when you're using the form, you are basically qualifying them to see if they're a good customer that is worth your time to respond to. So back to Typeform right here. The basic one that I am currently using is the $25 a month with 100 responses. And as this ad grows, I am very certain I will end up probably being more over here. But as of right here, I have only needed this one before running at the moment, running this ad, and we'll probably go here and then have to jump to here. But um, yeah, so you can create multiple type forms, which you really only need to create like one or two. Um, maybe like three, four, five, six qualifying questions, their name. I'll explain that in a second. But $25 a month, $50 a month, $83 a month, really not that much when it comes to growing your business and having a lot more customers come through and being booked every single day of the week. So the with the type form, what you're going to do is that you're qualifying them with certain questions. The first few things just to get them to know them, their name and their Instagram handle. And then you go into the qualifying questions, which is like their budget, the style of tattoo, um, and basically when they're ready to, how quickly are they ready to move forward on this. So you want to like make sure that they're qualified. If they put in a budget that is way too low, also one other question is like what part of the skin. So if they say I want a full sleeve and they give you a $500 budget, but you know that that's going to take more than 2 3 sessions and your day rates are 1,000, well then that person is not going to be qualified for you because they only have a $500 total budget. um but if perfect world, they want a quarter sleeve and they say they have $800, and let's just say you want to take that up, that's a qualifying lead right there that you can now reach out to. Um, so the funnel, how it goes is you create a video, organic or most preferred, and I'll explain why, an ad. And then from there, you'll have a call to action. Abbreviation is CTA, call to action. In that call to action, like I said, whatever the phrase I gave you, I'm going to use ink. Put an ink in the comments or send me ink, and I'll send you this. And so from video, call to action. In that call to action, you send them a video. You're going to spend 10 minutes giving a small introduction about yourself. The name of the game, unfortunately, now is that people need to trust you, want to trust you. They want to get to know you before they give their money to you. That is just simply how it is. It's not just tattoo world. It is everything. When you going to a new restaurant, you do this. You look up to see what their ratings are. And if you have the option between two pizza shops right next to each other and one has 500 reviews and it's got a 4 point stars, and then you have another one with one review that 5 stars, which one are you going to choose? It's very simple. You're going to choose the one that has more validity and one that has got more photos. And you go to their Instagram and they got a bunch of photos of, all the different pizzas that they offer and the people there. Like it just kind of sells itself. And that's what you want to do for yourself. That's why you want to post some photos every day. You want to post videos as often as possible. Again, preferably every day. And you want to have a video more of yourself showing who you are so they get to know you before they actually meet you. Um, and so when again, organic video, call to action, and then your video gets sent to them introducing yourself. And then there's going to be a second thing that gets sent, which is the type form. And all this is sent through the ManyChat. That's the auto DM so that you're not having to do all this yourself. You set it up one time and it's sending for you. So again, organic video, call to action. It sends them your video and then it sends them the type form. That type form is going to qualify them, right? It's going to qualify or unqualify themselves, right? So if they are a qualified lead, every time you get a little ding on your phone that someone sent you a form, you're going to go and check it, see if they're qualified. Then if they are, then boom, you go into that Instagram, DM like you go to your Instagram DM, look for that person and click their name. And then you then now have that conversation with them yourself. Um, and then if they're not a qualified lead, then you leave it. You don't respond. You don't become a slave to your phone where you're trying to hunt these people down. If they don't have money, then they don't have the money. If they um if they want a quarter sleeve but can only afford like 200 bucks, well then that's not your client. And if it is your client, then great, but most likely it's not. And so you don't want to spend time, trying to hunt down a bag from somebody who doesn't have the bag. So then there's also going to be follow up. So let's just say someone is qualified. You do go in there and you do message them, but then they ghost you because a lot of people get ghosted, and that's going to happen. You can trigger every few days for them to send for the auto DM to send a follow up message to them. And if they respond, then you're boom, back in action, responding to them. You're not having to go and hunt that person down. Basically, you want to utilize ManyChat to work for you versus you being a slave and working for your phone, like working in your phone and not tattooing. Because that's what you want to be doing. You want to have a book calendar where you're tattooing. So that's essentially that. Um, and so, yes, you can go organic. Organic posting is good. Um, but Isaiah, what if I only have 500 followers? Well, I'll tell you that it doesn't matter. So, no matter if you have 500 followers, 1,000 followers, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30, it like really doesn't matter. Everyone, what every tattoo artist has some kind of problem that needs solving, whether it is getting more bookings so that you could just be booked a week. And if you're booked for a month and you want to be booked for 2 or 3 months, all this play into account. Like it really, this is not like just for the beginner or just for the expert. Like it is for everyone. Um, and the best way to do that, let's just say, right, you have 1,000 followers. Well, how many people in Orlando live in Orlando? Right? You have 1,000 followers. That means 1,000 people have the opportunity to see your videos. And then if your video does really, really well, it might, hit a lot of non-followers, which happens a lot too. But the thing is, even let's just say that video or picture gets 5,000 views or 15,000 views. All really great, great, great numbers. But the thing is, there are 320,000 people who live in Orlando, and there's about 450,000 live in Miami, and then you have 400,000 that live in Tampa. So there is a lot of ground to cover, a lot of people out there who don't know who you are. And the sooner you realize that, the better. So even if you have 30,000 followers and you're like, oh, I'm good, I'm booked out a month. Well, you could be booked out for 2 and 3 months because there's so many more people out there. And that's just in the state of Florida. Of course, you have people that might fly to you from other states, but that is just in Florida. And so you want to be the top, like for anybody who may find you, you want them or you want yourself to be top of mind for them. And really think about it. When you're looking for a client, when you have a client sitting in your chair, you have to think that they had to check through so many boxes before they sat in your chair. They had to find you for one, or find your shop if they're walk-in. They had to have blank skin. They, hopefully if it's in your style, they found you in your style, and they have to have money, right? So there's so many factors, and they had to have the availability to get to you sooner versus like in 2 or 3 months. So if you really think about it, there's a lot of factors and a lot of qualifying things for them, for anybody to be sitting in your chair. So always feel lucky that someone is sitting in your chair because, like, let's just take me. I have a decent amount of blank skin left, but in past times, there hasn't always been the money to go get tattoos. Or if I did have the money, I had no ideas of what I wanted. And so there's a lot of different factors that will go into someone sitting in your chair. So just keep that in mind. Um, and so there's always the potential to grow and get more followers. And so no matter where you're at, you can post organically and grow organically, and that might be really slow. And if you have the extra bandwidth and financial income where you can invest into ads, I highly recommend it because then you're taking your pool of 1,000 people and broadening yourself to more people out there. And then you might go from 1,000 followers to 1,500, 2,000, and the more you invest and the more money you put in, like, you'll get more people to follow you and have just a bigger range of people to showcase your art to, right? And make sure that, like, the things that you are posting are the things in your style. Like, if you want to be tattooing things that are black and gray, or realism, or American traditional, don't be posting things that aren't in your style. I mean, I feel like that should go without saying, but trust me, I've seen it. Like, somebody who's really, really good at portrait work and black and gray and realism and like doing full legs, and then they're posting these just blackouts or American traditional, or like anime like graphics, or like anime like postcard looking thing. Like, if it's not in your style, don't post it, because otherwise you're just going to keep getting things closer to what you're posting, because people don't know what your style is, um, or what your preferred art is. And so let me go back to my notes real quick before I start rambling too much. And so the biggest thing I want to talk about also is the different types of ads. You've seen boosted ads, and you've probably heard of meta ads. And if you haven't, I'm gonna put you a little bit on game. What is Instagram boosted ads? Basically, all it really does is it gets you more views. But who are those views? Where are they coming from? No one really knows. And of course, you can target it a little bit, but it's mainly, the main objective is to get you views. It's not to get you messages. It's not to, like, no matter what different like actions that you see there, it is an easy way. It's like fast food. Like, it's still food. It's just not good. It's not good for you. And so that's the same thing with meta ads versus boosted. Is like, it, yes, gets the job done, but it's not the most optimal way to get the job done. And so basically with meta ads is that you can target specific people who are looking to get tattoos. So for example, if I wanted to get a tattoo, and let's just say I wanted a, currently I'm like scheduled to get a full leg, about 7 sessions, realism tattoo, right? Now, before I found the artist, and I already know who the artist was, but let's just say I was looking for an artist, what I would be doing is looking up realism tattoos, Orlando, or full leg sleeve tattoos, Orlando, or Orlando tattoo artist, and like just scrolling through and liking and following. And basically, that is showing intention that I am looking to get a tattoo, because I am liking and following and saving a bunch of different tattoo pages and artists and shops, etc. Right? So those are the kind of people. There are people like that every single day. The people that are not in your chair and other people's chair and found that artist, that's what happened. They found their art, when they found that artist by looking it up. And what you can do by running specific targeted meta ads is getting in front of that person when they're doom scrolling, looking for an artist, looking for art inspiration. Your video, your call to action video to get them in your DM funnel, you want that video to get targeted to them, be triggered, and for them to see it. And that is how you break out from that 1,000 follower or 5,000 follower to growing your account, to, for people to see you, follow and look at your page and like it and follow you, and hopefully end up DMing you and becoming a client of yours. So, um, and of course you can do your whole structure. Like, if you're just somebody who like likes to design the art in person day of, by all means. If you want to design it and have a consultation before, that's your prerogative. However you want to do it, once they are qualified, you can run it however you want it to, or treat that customer however you want to. um and so that is basically the funnel, right? So again, to like really like dial it in, there is, you post an organic video, you create a really good one, or you use a meta ad, or both. You can post it organically and then go into meta ads and have it run. But boosted ad, I would not recommend. Once you have that video running as an ad or just posted, it's going to have a call to action. You want to have many chats set up so that when they do comment or DM you, it triggers that intro video of yourself, and then also a video of, I'm sorry, also the type form to qualify themselves, or dequal or not qualify themselves. So, And then if they are qualified, then you go in there because you know what their Instagram handle is because it's in the form. Then you go ahead and message them yourself, which then you continue the conversation on from there. And you're not, instead of messaging 10 people at once, you can message, three qualified leads that are with high intent and they have the budget for your day rate or whatever it is. And you can move forward with those people and not feel like you want to pull your hair out because you're getting ghosted. And if you do get ghosted by those three people, you already have ManyChat set up to send reminder automation, DMs to that customer or potential customer. That is the lead funnel. That's the Instagram DM funnel. It's not rocket science. It takes a little bit of time, but you can do it. But I also have a call to action. You are an artist who can do this yourself. I believe that you can. You can do it yourself. But if you don't have the time, if you're really, really busy because you're either working two jobs because you're trying to get tattooing up, or you are an artist who's booked out a month but can't get booked out 2 and 3 months because you're doing a bunch of day rates or a bunch of day sessions, 6 days a week, and you just don't have the time because you also have a family and friends and whatnot. Me and my team can help you. We can create content for you on a monthly basis or the one video if you just want us to run ads. So we can A, create content for you to run organically. We can just create the ad so that you can also have the DM funnel in tight form ready to go to work for you, or we can do both. You got kind of three options. Um, but yeah, so there's three options there for you, and basically just turn your Instagram into DM booking machine, right? That's what you want. So you want to have a full calendar. I want you to have a full calendar. Um, but like you, when you're qualifying your leads, there's a few things that are required. And for me, that is your mental investment, your physical investment of being committed to it for a little bit of time, 3 months, because it's going to take a little, especially if we're doing running organic content and running the ads and just running the ads, period. It will take a few months for it to really learn who your audience is. And it's not that you won't get results off the rip. You're going to get results regardless, but especially if we do it, but you're going to get results. It just might not be like, oh, my calendar's completely booked out. But the more it learns from itself and it learns the audience for your area and for your style, it will dial in and you'll start to have that booking. And I'm basically what I'm not doing is promising you that if we work together, your calendar's gonna be booked out 2 and 3 months in advance. Because anybody promising you like crazy results like that is selling like snake oil. I promise you, they're not going to get you the results if they are promising you the world. And so, what I promise is that I will work really hard to get those results for you, so that we can continue to work together. And because I would want you to recommend me to another artist, and there's no recommendation coming if I don't work hard for you and get you at least good results. And yeah, bad feedback spreads way faster than good feedback. And so I don't want bad feedback. So I will work hard to make sure that you get results. There's the physical commitment, and then there's the financial commitment. The same way you don't do tattoos for free. You want to be paid for them. I also want to be paid for my work. So there's a for one package, just doing the organic packet or the organic posting and creating content, that's one price. Just running the ads and letting it run by itself, that's one other price. And if you do it together, it's actually a little bit cheaper than doing them separately. Or you'll end up, when you look at the value for both of them, it makes more sense to do both. But we could just do one or the other, completely up to you. But if you do have any questions, just send me a DM. I will get back to you. And yeah, hopefully the DM funnel works for you. If you want to do it yourself, by all means, it works. And if you want me to run it for you, me and my team, we will do that as well. So, anyways, hope for the best.